Hey everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at Roku. This is a stock that has a lot of fans, and every once in a while I say something and people hate it, even though I'm really agnostic as to whether it rallies or not. I personally don't like the fundamentals. I've said that almost in every video. A company that loses money for 17 years and still can't make things work, I have a big question mark next to it. And again, I've also said the caveat is that, the first 10 years maybe don't count because the environment was different. Now everybody streams everything, so maybe it has a better chance. However, a little knock on this is recently the test in the COVID crash. So the COVID crash was great for COVID stocks. Like Netflix was signups up to wazoo, right? Zoom and Roku was like, they reported earnings, nobody liked it, they faded it. So just question marks on the fundamentals, but that doesn't mean short it. Me not liking it doesn't mean I'm saying short it. So back to the price action. I've been pretty spot on with it, and I went and revisited the last video I did, and at the time I said, let me go down to the 15-minute. I had just helped somebody. Oh, by the way, today rocketed out of the blue, and from the point where it was in discussion in my prior video, and we'll get to that. But apparently there is a rumor, a buyout rumor. So I can't see what kind of company would buy it. So the debate in the chat room, by the way, I have a link to the chat room in the description section down below the video. Check it out if you're not in there already. And the debate was that, the members are mentioning Microsoft. They said they wanted Microsoft because it's trying to get into the living room. To which I said Microsoft was the first company in the living room via the Xbox. That's a full-blown computer way back then. And so they had their chance. They even had eyeballs and ears with their Kinect box bar, which I had in my house for a while. So Microsoft is already in there, and I'm not sure how it can make Roku work or why. And they mentioned Amazon. I was like, I doubt Amazon will do that. And then I think somebody mentioned Google. I was like, okay, Google is stupid enough to do that. I say that because I used to love Google stock as far as going long it on every dip, but the management for the last 5 years has been blech at best. So maybe they're stupid enough to waste their money on that. They have a great balance sheet, better than Apple. Yeah, don't cry to me, better than Apple. It is better than Apple. Debt. Apple has a ton of debt. Okay, it's not in financial ruins, but it's not pure cash anyway. That's another debate. So not sure how solid this buyout rumor is. However, today's discussion, nothing to do with the fundamentals, nothing to do with the buyout rumor, just look at levels, okay? So I had the alert in the chat room, and they made money. Whoever chased the alert made money, and I said at 120 I would exit for the reasons I will discuss here in the video, okay? Back to set the video. The last video I said, at the time, it was a tug. The range had tightened. It was earlier in June, and I said the decision is coming. So either a breach of either side of the range is going to extend in that direction. So I said on the downside, so it's a battle at the time was between 104, 102 on the downside if they break downwards. If they break upwards, it would have been I think 140 or something, 125, 120, I forget. But the point is they broke downwards, and 104, 102, they bounced exactly off of 104. So we nailed the range back then, and then what happened today? Today, the range tightened again, and then as soon as it broke out from here, magically a headline breaks out, and then it carries it up. All right, so the ride was great, and why do I want to get off? So for that, I need to zoom out. Maybe even 120 and perhaps even longer, but let's start right there. So this is where it closed today, 120 and change. I see the whole bunch of candles right here, and this is like a fine, well-defined line. On top of it, this line has been in contention for a long while. So look back, look left, I should say. The line is still pivotal for this whole box. It's right in the middle of it. And it was exactly the last massive failing point that led to the COVID low. I'm not saying this caused the COVID low, but this was the last breath of air. And it was the very bottom of this extension. And maybe we have more incidents at that level. Okay, here's another one. One can argue that this little node here, and this was where it gapped up to that and ran. So clearly this level has history. Is that it? Yeah. Here, this is a weekly chart to show you how much history this level has. You can draw a line here. You can visually see how it separates the action. So if I do this halfway, is that halfway? Let's see. Where is the Fibonacci's? Oh, one of these is. Okay, so I don't do Fibonacci's often. That's why I don't know where it is. Okay, just above halfway. Just a hair. All right, let's get these lines out of there so no confusion. So visually, it's halfway, and that doesn't mean short it. It just means that if I'm long, it's time to trim or lock. How do I lock? So if I bought calls, I would sell calls into a diagonal, for example. I would do it, if it's naked calls, I would spread it. I can spread it by vertically spreading it. So if I paid $1, I'm speculating, and then the stock rallied this much, then I can sell a leg much higher and get into a debit call spread, which usually costs money, but in this case will probably pay me. So they're basically paying me to be long something, so there's no way I cannot make money. Or I can spread it into a diagonal, shorter time, if I know what I'm doing. So there are ways to, quote, lock your profits using calls. Or you can just book the calls and buy some more, much higher. They're called rolling. You're basically booking one trade and then opening a fresh trade with some house money. So the reason why I would choose to do it around 120 is because of the prior history that the stock has with that. Another level would be at the second ledge of that, those two candles right there. So this is a 2-hour candle, but the volume profile tells me that 128 has been very busy. For this period of time, this is the busiest point. What does that mean? That's where they bought and sold it the most. So that's where buyers and sellers heated battle. The most heated battle is right there. So if you think about it, here the buyers are overwhelming the sellers. So buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It gets to here, and this is where they both love to fight over it, so they'll be more balanced. They'll be buy, sell, buy, sell kind of a deal. So it's kind of like putting the brakes on. It's not a wall. It's not a line in the sand. It's just a sticky zone. So getting to here is not going to be as easy as getting through here. That's my opinion. So we'll find out the headline. So if the headline is a buyout of the 160, forget it. It's going to 160 until the arbitrageurs come into play. So I just can't see the buyout. So I know some people that bought puts and put spreads. I would probably sell a call spread at the money with a tight stop. So this would be like, I don't even need a drop to win. I just need it not to spike to win. Anyway, Roku, again, my impression of the company has not changed. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I can't trade it upside. In fact, I probably traded it more upside than downside, meaning I went long it more than I shorted it. In this case, I will probably short the spike from this point, or if I'm long, I would get out or book some at this point, just in case there's no rumor. I mean, the rumor is false. I just can't see who would buy it, but I'm not an expert at it. Definitely not Disney, and it has to be somebody big. I mean, this is a good-sized company. What's the market cap? Or either somebody big or somebody stock that's high. Maybe you do a stock trade. Beep, beep, beep. Those are, okay, market cap 15 billion. So that's a good chunk of change. Anyway, Nick signing out.